Star Fox is back, again. This time, the galaxy's struggle between Andross's forces of evil and Fox McCloud's dogfighting team of R-Wing pilots is enhanced in every way a modern-day release should be, complete with fleshed-out cutscenes, a fully orchestrated ensemble of intergalactic tunes, and astonishing views with every frame. The fifth time has truly been the charm for Nintendo's series of short-burst space adventures. This is the definitive version of the battle for the Lylat system, so it's fitting that this latest release is titled simply Star Fox. Yes, it's the same story, gameplay, and locales you've already torn apart from the original Star Fox on the SNES, and its countless interpretations. With this in mind, it can be easy to see Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo Switch Online service and opt to go retro for your Star fix. Get it? I even gave the 64-bit classic another run-through when I first learned of the Switch 2 Remake's announcement, but this is a revitalized reload that, and may Shigeru Miyamoto himself strike me down if this is blasphemy, improves on its inspiration in practically every sense. Going back to the SNES original has given players violent whiplash since the release of its N64 remake, and ditto that sentiment towards the aptly titled Star Fox 64 3D on the 3DS nearly 2 decades later. Now built upon a formula that has been remade, reimagined, mended, tweaked, and refined through 7 console generations. Star Fox 2026 has finally hit the sweet spot. It's hard to imagine a more perfect Star Fox adventure than this. It's cinematic in every sense of the word. Full-fledged cutscenes grace each run between missions, which are fully voice-acted and animated in a stunning new art direction. Going the route of realism was a bold decision for a traditionally cartoony series of games, but the scope and majesty of the Lylat system has never been breathtakingly realized to this degree. The red ring planet of Titania pierces through the dark of space. The swirling clouds of venom are foreboding and remind me of my irrational fear of Jupiter's great red spot. Every setting is stunning for its own reasons thanks to the authentic art style, and that plants you, the player, snugly in the cockpit of Fox's R-Wing. It's immersive, and the rich cinematography pushes that experience forward. The story is largely untouched, save for the odd tweak here and there, so if you've played any of the previous installments, you know what to expect going in. And indeed I did, cruising through my ideal route with relative ease on my first playthrough. Following a brief prologue that explains Peppy Hare's connection to Fox's father, boringly named James, you're thrown into a training simulation. From here, you're given a moment to familiarize yourself with your spacecraft. Tilting, barrel rolls.
A barrel roll?
A barrel roll.
Charge shots, power-ups, and everything you'll want to understand is steadily taught in this tutorial, so feel free to take your time until you're amped up and ready to take on the battalions of Andross. Within the tutorial, you'll likewise receive a glimpse into the personalities of your Star Fox team. Every character of this game is oozing with personality. Peppy, ever the father of the group, is the level head of the foursome. Slippy is the embarrassment, abomination, and liability of the skies who crashes into your R-Wing within the first seconds of the game. If it weren't for your technical know-how, I'd shoot you out of the air myself. Falco's cocky streak pushes him into the competition with friend and foe alike, and so on and so forth. Unsurprisingly, it's Falco who ends up closing out the training program when he cranks the difficulty meter so high that the software begins to malfunction. Its digitized voice melting into oblivion and using its final breath to kindly inform you that your warranty has been voided. Not to worry, only your first playthrough will include the training sequence. You'll only need to learn the ropes one time, but you're free to access it again from the main menu. The live orchestrated music by Stephen Barton felt so distinctly science fiction, think of Star Wars: A New Hope. It is, in a word, triumphant. From blasting brass and sliding strings to a looping penny whistle, I wouldn't have been surprised to read John Williams' name scrolling through the end credits. Epic moments will swell at the perfect moment, and everything is grounded by the central Star Fox theme. You'll be struck by the frantic intensity of Area 6, puff out your chest upon arriving in Corneria, and feel an involuntary chill climb up your arms in the luminescent choir of the guiding ghost. Considering how Star Fox 64 came packaged with the Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack, it's only fitting that the controller rumble magnifies the experience and immersion so well in the series' latest installment. If you come across Wing, take a hit, or crash into some debris in the Landmaster, you're gonna feel it. In cutscenes and while playing, the rumble complements the gameplay without distracting from it, giving measured feedback for every action you take. And on the topic of flying the R-Wing, it's never felt so good to slice through the atmosphere in Star Fox's iconic ships. Tilting into a turn, slipping through narrow gaps, and lining up shots has never felt as natural. Like scissors weightlessly gliding through wrapping paper, they've mastered the way this game handles. And it's incredible to feel in complete control while in the pilot's chair. I should mention that the Switch 2 release includes new mouse controls for added precision, though I couldn't get the hang of it and quickly reverted to the comfort of a Pro Controller. Beyond nailing down the fundamentals of Star Fox, small details like the blue wings on Falco's R-Wing, the paw print on Fox's, or free as a bird embroidered on the back of Falco's jacket really shine. It's clear that Valent Studios took great care to make this a Star Fox game for lovers of the series and newcomers alike. Along with the game's visual realism, the series' iconic voice acting has also taken a slightly more believable angle in the 2026 remake, though many iconic lines like "Do a barrel roll!"
A barrel roll.
A barrel roll.
and "Where's Star Fox?" are still present and accounted for, the talented voice acting team has cut out some of the cheesy charm that transformed those simple lines into incurable earworms and vocal stims for generations. It's a matter of preference. The new voice acting direction is great on its own, but longtime fans may be disappointed to hear such serious interpretations of these wacky little guys in the cockpit. As an antithesis to my point about cheesy line delivery, it's the minions of Andross that actually bring most of the sauce in that regard. Most bosses are very chatty as they attempt to reverse your birth, and I found myself chuckling a bit as I absorbed the ridiculousness of it all.
You won't strike me again!
It was a strange juxtaposition to hear the Star Fox team so cool and smooth through their comms immediately after a heated battle. In a way, this makes your team a bit more relatable than the nutjobs you've butted heads with. But Star Fox is at its best when quirkiness flows like a river. Once you've properly torn apart the Lilac system, explored every route, and defeated the final boss too many times to count, you're far from finished. This release adds more content and replayability than any previous version. Graciously, collecting medals and alternative routes is easier than ever, as the holographic map of the galaxy will show you which missions hold more to discover and which ones have already been mastered. Challenge mode is a very welcome addition, giving you a small checklist of objectives for each stage in the game, and the ability to play through your favorite missions without the tedium of working your way through a new campaign. Pop in, complete the challenges, it will take you multiple attempts to clear them all, and pop back out at your leisure. There's even online multiplayer, which pits you in a 4-on-4 dogfight between Team Star Fox and Star Wolf. Though I had an embarrassingly challenging time keeping pace with human competition, the various maps offer different approaches to every battle. The maps will reward your team for shooting down enemy pilots and completing objectives within a set amount of time. It's very fun and urges you to jump into one more match. It's the perfect way to keep yourself sharp for your next encounter with Star Wolf. The prize for playing each game mode isn't purely internal, as Star Fox presents many unlockables for those who really dig into the experience. HoloViewer gives a holographic model to observe and admire, and more holograms will unlock as you play more and fulfill achievements. You'll also unlock AR models of Star Fox characters to use through game chat, beautiful vector artwork battle banners that turn the game's locations into artwork reminiscent of national park postcards, and emblems to earn for hitting certain milestones. Given the number of swings Nintendo has taken at this core concept, it's only natural that the latest version of Star Fox is the series' most refined and action-packed adventure to date. The fine-tuned controls and silky smooth gameplay are impressive enough without the breathtaking cinematics that stoke life into every inch of the screen. A soundtrack built for a blockbuster and caretaking attention to detail that proves Nintendo poured plenty of passion into this, a new iteration of Star Fox. Whether this game is our appetizer before a brand new Star Fox adventure, or simply a one-off tribute to the iconic series, it's the best Star Fox ever, and I say that with no reservations.